Yo, what's up, Team ImSikovit? It's Patrick. Welcome to episode 2 of my Road to 200 Mil Slayer series. I'll be sure to check out the playlist in the description below for more episodes, especially if you haven't seen the first episode yet. Before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon subscribers for supporting me and allowing me to continue making these videos. If you want to check out my Patreon and support me as well, link is in the description below. Anyways, let's get into the video. I'm actually not really going to talk about much Slayer this video, but rather an item that I use for Slayer all the time. It is called the Gold Accumulator, and my side goal of 200 mil dungeoneering, I'm going to talk about that as well, because that is somewhat related to the Gold Accumulator. So most dungeoneering rewards these days just suck. I remember back when the skill first came out, everyone was scrambling to get the chaotic weapons because at the time they were the best weapons in the game, and now they're barely used. Some dungeoneering prizes are still good, such as the Demon Horn Necklace, Bone Crusher, Charming Imp, a few others. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but regardless, none of these things even cost that many tokens. You only need about maybe 35k tokens max for each of those items I just named, which is easy to get. There are a few other things you may need to buy if you want to fulfill some Completionist Cape and Trim Completionist Cape requirements, but once again, even those don't cost that much. And all these items that I just talked about, I have all of them already. So here I am trying to get 200 mil dungeoneering, which I'm doing just because, and I'm only about 20 mil XP away, and I have to do it through sinkholes, by the way, because no one seems to do actual dungeoneering anymore. But regardless, sinkholes still gives you tokens, and I didn't know what to do with these tokens. I decided to just spend it on gold accumulators, which is an item that picks up coins for you. A lot of Slayer creatures tend to drop a very small amount of coins, small enough to the point where they're not worth picking up, but if you have something that does it for you anyways, why not? It probably adds up, right? Now, when I first decided to do this, they only had the original gold accumulator, which is the one you buy for 60k tokens, and it has a downside to it, which it can only pick up 1 million coins before it degrades to dust. Then they came out with the gold accumulator upgrade, which can add an additional 5 million coins to the gold accumulator for 250k tokens, which in terms of how many tokens you need to spend versus the amount of coins you can pick up, that would be the cheaper option. However, there's an additional downside to that item, being that it's just an upgrade, meaning you have to have the actual gold accumulator in your inventory before you can even buy this. This becomes a problem if you don't pay attention to how many charges your gold accumulator has, because if you use up all of it, it degrades to dust, and then you have to buy the original gold accumulator back before you can buy the upgrade, which uses more tokens than you would have originally needed to. I've unfortunately made that mistake a few times. But anyways, about 2 weeks ago, they came out with the advanced gold accumulator, which is the main reason why I went with this topic for this video. It costs 1.5 million dungeoneering tokens and doesn't degrade to dust, but it does take 10% of whatever coins it picks up, but even so, who cares? Without it, I wouldn't even pick up the coins, so it's still a win in my book. They even came out with a new thing you can buy for 500 Slayer points, where you can add the advanced gold accumulator to your tool belt. Apparently, though, after you add it to your tool belt, you can also get the option to toggle it on and off, which is awesome. You might think of just leaving it on all the time, but there are some Slayer tasks like Adamant Dragons or something where I tend to pick up the drops anyways, and there's no use for the gold accumulator. So in those cases, I would just be losing 10% for no reason. And also when I'm bossing and such, I pick up all the drops. This isn't like back in the day where you were only able to pick up one item at a time when you pick up drops. You can just click on the pile drops these days, and you pick up everything at once. If we were still only able to pick up one drop at a time, then I'll probably never turn it off. So overall, I think it's great that I can pick and choose when to use it even though it's in my tool belt. That wasn't a thing, I probably wouldn't even add it to my tool belt. I would just leave it out so I can put it in the bank if I don't want to use it. But 1.5 million tokens is a long way to go. I'm only at 400k right now, so that's 1.1 million to go. And if I do sinkholes to get that, that is 22 million XP. Because sinkholes gives you tokens equivalent to 5% of the XP you earn instead of if you do like regular dungeoneering, when you actually do like floors and stuff, you get 10% of the XP. And if you recall what I said earlier, I'm only 20 mil away from 200 mil dungeoneering, which is a little annoying to me because then I feel like I would have to spend a few more days after getting 200 mil dungeoneering to get the rest of those tokens. What I've been doing though is trying to get tokens in sinkholes as much as possible rather than the XP. So if you've ever been in Game of Sinkholes with me, by the way, which I know a bunch of you have because I get recognized by someone different almost every game, but I end up in first place almost every time. I'm not even exaggerating. Like 95% of the time, I get first place in sinkholes, and even when I don't, I fall maybe like 30, 50 points short of first place, which is great because obviously first place automatically gets a huge lamp, which is the best lamp. It gives you the most XP and whatever, but usually, not always, but usually they also give tokens to the person in second place. So usually I'm pretty much either guaranteed a huge lamp or tokens most games. Now, of course, there's a tipping point here because, the only reason I'm doing this is because I need more tokens than XP right now, and I might reach a point where I end up getting tokens too many times. The next thing you know, I have more tokens than I need, and then I have to waste extra days trying to get the remaining dungeoneering XP when I don't need the tokens anymore. But I have a solution to that, which is to simply do the dungeoneering daily challenges. Challenge is so OP, by the way. If you don't know about it, all you have to do is do a floor on complexity 6, which if you do a small, it'll take you like 5 minutes, maybe 4 even. You get the XP from doing the floor when you hand in... you get the XP from doing the floor, right? And then you get more XP when you hand in the daily challenge. I get 170k for completing it. It'll obviously be less XP if you're low level, but the thing is, I've always needed tokens, and the daily challenge doesn't give you tokens, so I actually haven't done that in a while. If I did, I probably would have 200 mil by now. Jagex screwed me once, by the way. If you watch this clip that's playing right now, I didn't hit record right away because, so we're missing what happened before this, but I'll tell you. What happened was, someone who already had a medium lamp used a Meerkat's card, so they had 2. And then the person after him used a Smoke Devil card, which is a card that switches up everyone's prizes. And I ended up with the 2 medium lamps, and I had a Meerkat's card. I used it, and it did not give me a third lamp. Now, I'm not complaining that I didn't get a third lamp. It's whatever. But it's like, how often does that happen, or what's even the likelihood of that happening? Think of how many factors have to go into that for it to play out like that. I just thought it'd be cool to end up with 3 lamps, which is why I started recording, and then was sorely disappointed when it didn't work. Anyways, that's enough about dungeoneering. I have one quick Slayer topic I actually want to talk about this episode, then we're going to get out of here. But I realized halfway through making this episode that I forgot what should be a very key aspect of the series, which is keeping track of my Slayer XP, like the actual amount, so we can see how much I'm actually progressing between episodes. That's going to start now, and I'm currently at 69.4 mil XP. I'm not going to say the exact number is written on screen. I don't know how much I start with when I start this episode because, like I said, I didn't think of this till halfway through making this episode, but you definitely see all that you'll definitely see all that in the next episode because now we have a record of it. But anyways, yeah, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you're watching this in the future, there are going to be more episodes out. Check out the playlist link in the description below for that. And check out my Patreon if you want to support me and allow me to continue what I do. Link to that is also in the description. Catch you guys later. Peace.